Hola, race fans! It's Speed Zone TV here tonight for Wagoner's Welding Superspeedway Series race number 4, Xfinity at Talledega, 450 laps tonight. Drivers just finishing up qualifying. I'm your host alongside my co-host, Chris Schusler. I guess I'm Robert Warren, just in case you didn't know, but now you know. Chris, what's up? How are you doing, buddy?
Hola to you, Robert Warrens. Hola to all the drivers today at Talledega. Good to be here tonight with these guys at the Super Speedway Series.
Heck yeah, it's going to be interesting. Race number 4. Let's take a quick look at our track conditions as these guys are getting gridded up right now. So, a beautiful clear sky at 70 degrees, 2-mile-an-hour winds, not any clouds at all, so that's super clear, but also no humidity at 29%. So super speedway racing here in the Xfinity car can be a little bit challenging. These cars do get a little bit loose from time to time depending on how they get bumped. We got 17 cars in the field. Let's take a look at our grid. We got that mean machine 28, Barry Tolson on the pole, Larson on the outside pole in the 33, Hurst in 3rd, Richardson 4th, Sprinkle 5th, Smith 6th, Hyland 7th, Don Francesco 8th, Miller 9th, Ramsey 10th, Steele, not Steely, but Steele 11th, Manning 12th, Copperthorne 13th, Barnes 14th, and rounding out the field, 15th goes to Hunter, 16th to Keltner, and Wagner sneaks in at the end in the 17th spot.
And it looks like these guys are about to head out here for their pace lap. Robert, good to be here with these guys, getting the reins of this series on Monday nights.
The reins. Yeah, we're just picking up this, broadcast now, helping out Roughneck Racing, the Wagoner's Welding Superspeedway Series. They've been very supportive of us, so happy to take this on. We'll be covering off the rest of the season. So this is a 12-race series. We'll pull it up quickly here. Apparently I broke it.
This will break your heart, but I am here just for the little intro here of this race. I do have to head over to my own race, which I'll end up losing. But it is good to be here with yourself and with these drivers. And looks like we got all the same drivers in the Wednesday night series. So good luck to all of these guys.
Yeah, heck yeah. So just to give everyone an understanding of the schedule here, 12-race series. They mix it up between going from the next-gen Xfinity car, Gen 6, and then bouncing around between Atlanta, Dega, where we are tonight, Daytona, and really 2 drop weeks. So really, if you don't super speedway racing, get caught up into carnage pretty easily. So it allows these drivers to kind of make a stake on the championship here.
Question before the pace car heads in. Do these drivers have 1 or 2 or none fast repairs?
That's a good question. Let's take a look. 1 fast repair, 2 sets of tires at 65% fuel. All races are 50 laps.
I knew you'd have that information handy.
I'm a handy dandy guy, you know. No pun intended. Pace car stuck in, Chris. First gonna be the control car here in the 58 machine. Nice even start, 2 by 2 as far as the eye can see, as they're gonna race down into turn 1. Carson on the outside. Normally takes a lap or 2 before that outside line starts to gain momentum, but it could be a force here. Wonder if these drivers are going to be experiencing some blindness from that afternoon sun.
Now, Robert, have you followed this Monday night series with these drivers?
We covered off the first race, and I believe that was the 77 machine the yellow car on the screen there at the bottom, he grabbed the first win. He's also won the last race, and Steele in 9th spot right now. He won the 3rd race, so we're a 4th race on the season. I did put together a little bit of a point standings just to give everyone an understanding, but since there's 2 drop races, the point standings, they don't really tell the full story here, because you're seeing Sprinkle only has 1 win. He actually has 2 on the season, but we'll go through this a little bit later on to give everyone an understanding of how the points are shaken down.
And with these super speedway races, correct me if I'm wrong, but sometimes it's a little bit of luck over skill sometimes, right?
Oh, definitely being in the right spot at the right time pays off, Chris. And a lot of the things, well, not a lot of the things, but one thing that is super important here is that patience, it pays off. And, you know, we're lap 3 in the 50-lap race. Nobody's getting crazy. There's no 3 wide. You got to make it to the final lap before you can be in contention for that win. Yeah, on the backstretch, there's still 2 by 2. Nobody mixing it up. And sometimes you hear these guys, they'll talk about it in, you know, the pre-race interviews, even post-race, is they talk about the super speedway curse. You know, you can be up front like that 58 machine right now, and then it just takes a blink of an eye, and you're on your lid.
Well, these guys are somewhat organized here, just pacing some laps. Why don't we go to maybe some cockpit cams? What do you think?
Sure. See if the cameraman gets off his keister. On board the 98 machine with Eric Clapperthorne, currently sitting 10th. I don't know if you can hear that, but he's being gentle and feathering the throttle there. He doesn't want to get too close to the car in front. It's always interesting when, you know, drivers can exercise that caution. On the high side there, we're going to hop to the 3 machine of Barnes. And when it's time to push, Chris, you're going to see how tight these guys can get, but they're going to have to manage their temperatures. So if you look on Barnes's dashboard on the left-hand side there, there's a water temperature gauge. Got him dicing up in front there. The high side drops to the bottom. That's Parsons dropping in front of Hurst, but they're going to have... Oh, turning right in front. Oh, gosh. Oh. Here we are talking strategy, and cars just start flying around the screen.
Fun to see live in the cockpit view.
Thank you, Speed Zone TV. Make sure you click like and subscribe on the broadcast. We're only 99,000 followers away from a plaque.
We're looking forward to that trophy, so...
I'm not really sure what happened there, but let's see if we can grab a reasonable angle. So here we are. Just get to a different view. Not exactly sure what happened. We're on board.
It looked like...
What did it look like?
Well, sorry, I don't have the number. The green car up front maybe just came down. That's kind of what it looked like from the cockpit. It was coming down.
Yeah, I mean, that's Parsons there. And we can jump to Parsons. Back it up one more time, but you know, essentially went up to the 3rd groove here. And the 4 machine of Smith tries to get down, but Richardson's already there. He loses momentum, but the 4 machine of Smith kind of tags him in the left rear. So, I mean, it's early on in the race, but he should have not pulled down. A little bit of net code involved there. Like, I kind of agree with you. More so on the 33 than the 4 there.
A little too aggressive, too early, maybe perhaps. We're on lap, what are we on here? Maybe 10, if that?
If that.
Oosh. Lap 6.
Yeah, bad guess, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, unfortunate that some of these drivers have to burn their fast repair.
Yeah, well, it's early on, right? So you see the nose damage on the 3 car, so hopefully, and on the bumper, hopefully, these caution laps are 2 minutes long. So you can get a lot of damage fixed in 2 minutes and maybe not use that fast repair. But what you're really seeing is drivers coming in and taking fuel. Like, that's going to be the primary thing here. Because not everyone got damage, but they're all, going to fill up the tank, because if it does stay green, you want to be able to be on the strategy that everyone else could play.
So on that note then, and I apologize if you covered this, but how many laps to a full tank? Did we run those numbers?
We are still in the processing of those numbers, but they're running, I believe, 65% fuel? So I would imagine it'd be around 20 laps.
Well, Robert, this is a good time for me to duck out. I apologize for stepping on you there. Best of luck, buddy, on this broadcast. And best of luck to these drivers. Hope they make it to 50 here without too many cautions.
Yeah, it'll be a good show. You'll have to, check in later. Hopefully your race goes well and you don't get wrecked.
Thank you, my friend. I will see you on Wednesday.
All right, buddy. Talk to you soon. Now I'm just the lone wolf up in the Speed Zone TV broadcasting booth. Definitely going to pick up the quality of the broadcasting now that Chris isn't around. Bye, Chris. Yeah, so I'll be trying to pop back and forth through the live chat. So if you want an update on the driver that you're rooting for, please just shout it out in the chat, and I'll just be popping back and forth. Lights are off on the pace truck. Well, are they off? Squinting one eye. Yeah, they're off. They're off on the pace truck. We're going green next time by as this field stacks up. Let's take a quick look at the point standing. So this is race number 4. 3 races in. The drops are already calculated. So you're seeing Sprinkle and Seal tied, both with a win each, even though that Sprinkle's got 2 wins. BB is in 3rd. Smith, Miller tied for 4th. Barnes, Manning, Copperthorne tied for 6th. Richardson, Macy, and Keltner tied for 9th. So after tonight, we're going to see these point standings shift out. And one of the things you're going to notice on the far right-hand side is those average finishes. BB's average finish is 6, so it's likely when we start to add more races that we're going to see BB fall a little bit further down in the standings based on average finishes, right? So we'll try to keep that in mind as we're bringing information to these future races for you guys to bite into. All 17 cars still in the field. Getting ready to stack up. Always high intensity, high anxiousness as you get settled in to these races here. Hurst gets a good start on the outside. He's gonna maybe drop down. Oh, he's not. Oh, he closed his door at the last second in front of Richardson. Hopefully they're still in love at the end of this race. But that could have been very close. Now you're seeing that outside line. It's fallen back about 4 car lengths. It's going to be hard for them to get back up. Outside line gaining some momentum down the backstretch. Those outside cars are pretty stacked up. I was actually down the front stretch. Island trying to get some help, but that's Miller in the 15 going 3 wide. Breaks off the bumper of Pylan. That's going to actually shuffle him to the back unless drivers jump in behind him. Richardson in the 2 car on the bumper of the 58. Nice and tight. Sprinkle the 3rd in behind them on that bottom line. Where we got Ramsey pushing Pylan and Wagoner in the 3rd spot there on the 2nd groove. Miller tucked in behind him. Keeps poking out a little bit, hoping maybe that somebody jumps up to the 3rd line. But Barnes leaves a little bit of room. Wobble there as that 2nd groove slides up a little bit. Looking beautiful in that afternoon sun as these cars all shimmer and shine. We had 1 caution so far tonight. Got Barry Tolson on the bumper of Miller on that 3rd groove. Sometimes like there's a weird aero effect that allows a 2-car draft to really make waves in that 3rd groove. But 12 laps in, you know, I'm a risky person, but I don't know if running the 3rd groove is just it's the right time to shine, you know? Wide. That 3rd groove is pretty even. Hurst and Richardson move a half groove up off the track. Hurst is actually doing a good job of getting air to the nose of the 2 cars so he can keep the push on. We talked about that temperature going up, and it potentially causes the motor to blow depending on how hard a driver's pushing on the bumper of another. You need to get that motor cool. Just to give you some perspective, we're going to hop on board this 2 car right here. Apparently it made me a liar and I hit the wrong one. On board is Richardson. So you're going to watch Hurst just move up a little bit as the corner progresses. See how Richardson has about a quarter of his nose into clean air. You can see the momentum from that outside line here. Doing the dance. Not sure if Pylan's gonna want to creep down, or if he's gonna want to stay to that outside. Three wide, they're getting racy. 15 of 50, 16 at the line. 12 cars within a blanket of each other. Little bump and a little wobble for Wagoner. Getting some help from the 4 car of Smith. Not a lot of time to think in super speedway racing, but one thing you got to do is hold that wheel steady. Hard battling continues. You can see these cars wiggle around as some drivers touch each other's doors. Ramsey pushing, piling hard down the front stretch, trying to get that outside line to get momentum. See, Wagoner is about a car length back from Ramsey, not creating the push that they need. Smith now jumping to the third line with that 30 machine. Let's see if they can get it together. You know, that 28 machine of Tolson, or actually that's the 27 of Hunter, wants a piece of the action. The impatient is hard to keep your composure and wait for that strategy at a super speedway to pay off. Woo! Little door action from Ramsey on Richardson. I don't know if that was consensual. Rumor is on Roughneck Racing, these drivers do not wear pants. Typically only in underwear. Boxers or briefs, optional. Doing a great job of maintaining a lot of tight racing. Nobody's slipped up just yet. Definitely don't want these guys to get the broadcaster curse. You know, just looking at the field, you can see all 17 cars are within, you know, just over a second of each other. Ramsey drifts up a little bit. Miller on the bumper of Ramsey. Our leader, he's led quite a chunk of the race, is that 58 machine of Hurst. Doing a good job here. Taking him down into 1 and 2, onto the backstretch. Richardson, excellent pushing so far. Just the narrowest of gap as they go down the backstretch. See all the campers in their RVs. Miller tight to Pylon. Up to Miller now. Let's see how he looks on the outside. Normally, if these guys can get together and make that third group work, you're going to see them get a slingshot of speed on the backstretch. Island tight. This is a side draft factor. Now you can see the second and third group gaining momentum. Wagner not giving him the bump he was expecting there. Into turn 3. These guys are tight. Ramsey tight. Miller tight on Pylon. Take a look at our pit stop laps. They all came in on lap 6. We're rounding at about 15 laps of a green flag run here. Woo, little contact there. Ramsey bumps Pylon. Oh, there we go. Ramsey and Pylon do a little bumper touching, and then carnage happens afterwards. And try to get a Speed Zone TV instant replay on that. Here we are with our rewind cam. I'm gonna just put it on quarter speed right now. Take a look at what happened. Ramsey comes up. They're tight there, but tough break for Ramsey. He's bouncing around. And Smith gets caught up in that. That's Tolleson on the bottom into the 52 machine. I believe that's a Feltner. Parsons goes by. Smith is up a little bit further, suffering right front damage, just driving and bouncing off the wall here. Definitely, let's do one more time for fun. Watch this one at full speed. Let's go. Let it happen, actually. I mean, not the iconic big one just yet, but definitely going to change the strategy around. We're looking at the damage of Ramsey. Significant nose damage. Catching up to the field now. Look at that 4 machine. I don't know if you want to set your rear end to track like that. I don't know if it's super speedway fast. Gonna see the whole field come in and grab fuel here. Track position's very important, even though, like, you know, that was in the second row, second spot of cars. It's very easy for a driver to just get knocked around and be in the carnage, but these guys did an excellent job getting squared away and not causing too much damage to the cars. See, Smith has opted to use the fast repair. Tolson doesn't look like he is using the fast repair. Ramsey's got it all fixed up, but like a little too soon. Like, if you're in here for the long haul, you don't necessarily want to use all your good stuff right away. Tires aren't really a factor. Olsen's out of the pits now. Gonna put Miller on the bumper of Richards, or sorry, of Hurst, and Highland's gonna be in the outside groove, depending on where Hurst chooses to go, inside or outside. Mixing up your dance partner on your bumper can be somewhat intimidating when you have not worked with somebody in these super speedway races, but these guys definitely came out to race tonight. Ooh, they must be on the bubble for fuel. We've got some people going back through the pits, maybe perhaps damage. Maybe fuel. Copperthorne, Tolleson, Francesco, and Manning. 4 takers there. Hurst claims the bottom. Miller's going to be his new dance partner on the start. Saw what happened last time when Hurst was able to fire off on the outside line. He cleared in front of Richardson. I'm going to wonder if Pylan is able to get a good enough start here to clear down low. So far, that bottom groove has been the dominant one. We haven't seen any pushes from the second or the third groove to allow that outside car to clear. I mean, the first run within the 6 laps there before that caution, we did see some shuffling up front, but those drivers haven't cycled back up front to show their skill level and talent at a super speedway here. Just about it is halfway in the race. Lots of racing left. Second caution of the night. Pace car is in. First is the control car. See them coming up through the dog leg there. The Geico restart zone's a little bit further back. They're off. First, an amazing start. It stacks up Richardson behind Pylan. Richardson drops to the bottom side behind Miller with Sprinkle in behind him. Parsons back up front after the carnage between him and Smith. Island drops to the bottom. And Parsons on the high side with Hunter and Smith now running that outside groove. Got Ramsey still showing a little bit of damage on that nose. He's up in the third groove a little bit further back. Wagner coming in with Tolleson in behind. And Steele in behind him. We haven't talked much about Steele tonight, other than the fact he's got a win on the season. So interesting to see, you know, halfway through the race now is that there's been a mix of drivers that have been up front and a mix of drivers that haven't been up front. So each driver really has their own strategy. Parsons drops down in front of Pylan. And it's really going to be interesting to see, now that we've had Hurst on the bottom, we got Richardson on the bottom, we got Pilon and Parson on the bottom, if that outside groove is going to have the kahunas to push and keep cycling in front. Out of all the types of racing at super speedways, friendships really change fast here. Your drafting partner become your enemy, just in a split second. Hunter getting some, ooh, more live carnage. I think it was a bad bump. That's Keltner. Copperthorn's involved. And Hunter. Not exactly sure what happened, but we did see it live on Speed Zone TV. I wasn't hoping for it, but we saw it live. Go ahead and take a look at this. I'm not sure if it was a bad bump or not. Looking at the way the cars are lined up, you can see that 29 machine is over halfway on the bumper of Parson. So if we were to pop into the cockpit here, give you a little bit of a perspective of what's about to happen. Back it up just a couple frames. Not really sure what exactly happened, but maybe it wasn't Pilon. Or maybe it was. You can see that Pilon made contact there, and it shot Parson to the right hand side. Go to our far chase cam here. And gonna observe it. Hit some on square right here. A little high, and then watch the hook. These Xfinity cars are very finicky as far as the sensitivity that's going on. Parsons, that's his second involved caution there. Keltner into the nose of Hunter. Ramsey nowhere to go. Gets torn up a little bit more. It looks like Parsons didn't get too bad of damage. But that's going to be our Speed Zone TV instant replay there. You can see a little bit of damage on Parsons' car there. But it doesn't look overall too bad. So, good on him. Okay, I take that back. Somebody's dragging that tire. Yeah, those are supposed to spin. That's definitely a broken toe link because he's limping it into the pit. So cool to watch, though. At least we're watching it together. It's gonna be hard to stop without a tire. Makes it good. We'll go back to live action here. "21 laps to go. These are ticking down." That caution was a heartbreaker, that's for sure. Been dancing up front all night. It's finally his time to shine. Big Doug, Doogie Howser, Wagoner. Take a look at this car. Dang RVs. 20 laps to go. It's still anyone's race. We got 3 cars still in the pits. It looks like Pylon was shuffled to the back of the field for his involvement on that one. And like our leader is electing to start on the outside here. Looks like still got a couple cars in the pit lane. I don't know if there's gonna. Parsons is out. It's unrepairable. Tough break for him. He was a fast car, a good contender. Fortunately, a victim of unfavorable circumstance. It doesn't look like these 3 are going to get out in time. Actually, Ramsey's just left the pits. Not sure if he's going to be able to catch the field. Be interesting to see this start now. See if the outside line can maintain momentum. Hunter is out of the race. Too much damage. Base car is in. Manning, we haven't seen him up front all night, but this is where we're talking about strategy again. Fast cars don't always shoulder speed. Gotta survive to stay alive. Good start by Manning on the bottom. Smith in behind. That bottom line is going to close up quick. Going down into turn 1. The drag race down the back stretch. Miller's leaving a little bit of a gap there. Smith on the bumper of Manning. Only 13 cars remain. Two by two. I think these guys have settled down slightly. Drivers will have enough fuel to go the whole way. We didn't see any pit stop takers the last time around. Wagner trying to get a side draft from Smith. Get very close there. Hurst helping, but Sprinkle's a little bit further back. They need to tighten up in that second line to get the momentum. Wagner super tight. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Give you a perspective here from the 15 machine of Miller. So the Roughneck Racing Series will be back live running trucks Wednesday night. Similar group of drivers between these series. And then Thursday night, Renegade Racing will be running mini stocks. A little slight contact between Wagoner and Smith. And here, Miller feathering the throttle quite a bit. Wagoner trying to inch up in front, running Manning tight. Side draft is oh so important. Hopefully they both got spotters, car high, car low, cars all around. 15 laps to go. These are going to tick down pretty quick. Sprinkle hasn't engaged that push strategy yet on the bumper of Hearst. But Sprinkle and Steele, the third and the fourth car in the outside lane, are the winners of the last 3 races. 2 for Sprinkle, 1 for Steele. Steele ducks to the third groove. It's not really a duck, it's more like a poke. But he's got no helpers. Kind of like the lone wolf. A wolf pack. Said it a few times tonight, we'll say it again. It's very hard for these drivers to be patient through the entire night. Steele on the third groove again with Tolleson. Or is that Richardson? Oh, it is Tolleson. Steele and Tolleson doing the dance on the high side in that third groove, making it work. Going down into turn 1. Wagoner first, Sprinkle in the second groove. And on the bottom side there, that is the 78 of Manning, the 4 machine of Smith. And in behind him is the 15 of Miller. Barnes and Richardson in the 4th spot of the first and the second line. Olson doing an amazing job. They're coming up on a lap car here. We're going to have to see what's going to happen here. Ramsey ducks below the yellow line. Little showcase of Respect 101 done by Ramsey here as these guys are fighting it out hard. Oh, my Lord, Atlanta. I'm not sure what happened there. We're going to try to figure it out, but oh, geez. That happened just in a heartbeat. Gonna go up here with the 30 machine of Wagoner. Or Doogie Howser himself. Try to understand what happened here. Bump from Miller on to Manning. And it looks like the double bump was the cause of carnage there. But you can see that Miller gets away scot-free. Rough break here is for Smith, Wagner, and Manning. That was the leaders, Manning and Smith, of the bottom line. Smith's already been involved. We're going to have to see if he gets knocked out. I'm not sure if Wagner has suffered catastrophic damage yet, but these drivers do have a fast repair system. Oh, Wagner got. I don't know about Ramsey coming back in that machine, let me tell you. But, just to give you an idea of how fast something like this happens, we're going to rewind it one more time. And I'm going to take a look at the 15 machine of Miller here. We're going to hop in his cockpit because he can't really see how fast it's happening in front of him. And the thing with super speedway racing here is you got to keep your foot into it. You can't slow, you can't brake, So that's the kind of view that they have. It's hard to do, hard to see, but it was really, to me, the double bump there that sent that carnage to the moon. More sec, we'll back it up here. Put it to different camera. You see Smith close up on Manning, and it's really creating a vacuum. So Miller can't see where he is to Manning. But there's one tap. Smith gets into Manning, and then once again, Miller double taps him there, not knowing how close he is. Going to be our Speed Zone TV instant replay. Back to some live action here. Bunch of cars in pit lane. This field is thinning out with 10 laps to go. That's Manning getting out. Got Wagner in the pits, Ramsey in the pits, Smith in the pits. Tough break for those drivers involved, but now we got a new man up front. The 7 machine of steel, followed by Tolleson, Hurst, Miller, Sprinkle. Tough break for everyone involved in that. Lights are still on in the pace car. We're going to give a shout out to Wagner's Welding. Going to be stacking up the revenue after tonight's race. We've got a bunch of bent up race cars located in North Carolina.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can read.
Not sure why that resized.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Back to live action here. Lights are off on the pace vehicle. Looks like Steele has elected to stay on the bottom side. Hurst will be his dance partner. Tolson on the outside with Miller on his bumper. Sprinkle third row bottom side with Richardson in the third row on the outside. Showing 13 cars in the mix. Smith is back in it. Is he alive? Smith, are you alive, brother? He's coming. He's coming. Come on, Smith. Get up there, little buddy. Back up to our leaders here. He should have lots of time. You can see the gap closing in there. He's only 10 seconds back. Field's going to get ready to tighten up here. 9 laps to go. We do have green-white checkers. Hopefully we don't need them. We've had a few cautions tonight. I don't know if there's going to be any friends left. Smith on the outside line. Pace car is in. Steele and Tolleson will fire off here. Great start by that 7 machine. It could be carnage though. Outside 2 cars. Never seen before on a restart tonight. Clear to the bottom side, leaving Richardson and Keltner all alone. Could be a bunch of bottom feeders now. Miller jumps high. I don't know if I would have done that just yet. Keltner on the bumper. Oh wait, that's Don Francesco in that 88 truck. Not labeled correctly in the server. It's going to be interesting to see if this outside line can get a move. The perspective here a little bit further out. Miller about 2 car lengths back from our leader as Dom Francesco looks to stack up. That's Barnes in behind him, Manning in behind him, Richardson in behind him. A very strong second groove if they're able to tighten it up and make it work. Nicholas breaks the draft going into the turns to get some air on the nose. Comes a big bump. Oh, they got so tight there. Six laps to go, 5 to go at the line. We're moving to the all friends are off soon territory, where track position is going to be very critical on getting this done. Richardson making that third groove come alive. Looking for a partner. He did showcase his ability to put... Oh, a little touching. Uh-oh. Tolson down into the Marbs. Let's see if he's able to regain. He is. Steele down there as well. Hopefully they don't lose the draft. These two got to work together. They might be out of the draft. They're 8/10 back. Not exactly sure what happened there. Won't be enough time to go back and take a look at it just now with 4 laps to go. See that Steele and Tolleson 1.3 seconds back. Oh, there we go. More contact. There's the caution. Hopefully they check up. Olsen, Steele get through. Not exactly sure what happened there. See what our Speed Zone TV instant replay has to say about this one. Here we are. Again. I feel like singing a song, but I won't. Okay. Happened a little too quick for my slow eyes. It's like a bottom side there. Miller gets loose from Don Francesco's push, but that's not where the caution is. Time. Might have been... Oh, Barnes. Richardson comes down. It's kind of like a mix of issues. Not sure if Richardson was anticipating cars washing to the wall, but if we watch that again, but we'll watch it at regular pace. Watch that 2-car drift down off the wall after they start to dice it up. It gets tight there. It's kind of what tagged the 78 because Barnes and Miller got away. That might be our big one, but that one hurt. Medic on the backstretch. Back to live action here, but I mean, definitely truly hard to call that one out. Saw Miller and Francesco get a little squirrely. Saw Barnes and Manning get squirrely. You know, with that happening, drivers sometimes react a certain way, and that really just mixes up the involvement. I don't know if these guys are coming in for fuel, tires, or whatnot. Tires aren't really advantages here. Perhaps damage. Hurst rolls the box. Gonna have to get his crew chief on the horn. Tell him where the lines are. This might put us into green, white checkered territory. I don't know if we're done junking cars tonight. Only time will tell. Our leader now is Free Machine to Barnes, up 13 spots tonight. Lap times aren't really indicative of talent levels here. It's about track position, being at the right spot, right time. And Barnes has done a good job of showcasing that. He's been up front once or twice before this, but, you know, we're coming to the checkered flag shortly, and he's definitely in contention for the win here. If we could take a look at some of these cars up close. Current leader, the 3 of Barnes. Second place, Miller. Call him the silent assassin of the night. We haven't really seen him really much closer than 3rd or 4th, and always a few cars back. 2 wins on the season sprinkle. Fylan sitting in 4th. Steele not having too much luck getting involved in other people's jam. Geltner making the most of it there. Leak less, 52. Nicholas Don Francesco up in the mix there. Just drove on the high side. That's Richardson. Notable drafting partner. '28 machine in his Christmas themed paint. He's a very festive man, Barry Tolson. Hurst, he's all repaired up. Led a bunch of laps tonight. No luck with that one. 78 machine, True Timber, Manning. And he's still in it to win it. The 4 machine showing a little bit of damage of Smith. Copperthorne, no hood, no problem. Kind of the equivalent of tarps off in hockey. But that rear bumper is banged up, so he likely could be a good draft partner if he stays on the bumper, but with that exposure, he's not going to be able to lead. 30 machine of Wagner still in the pits. It looks like he might be out for the night. If we see the white, race will become official. Still 13 cars on the track. Miller gets a great start shifting through the gears. Unfortunately, Pylon does not. Leaves him high and dry. Once they cross the line, all bets are off here. You can see that sun coming in as they exit turn 2 down the backstretch. "50 laps, culminating to the finish that we're about to see on Speed Zone TV. Island trying to give some bumper. Race is official. Trying to help Miller get up front. These guys are locked in. Well, if we're going to see any crazy stuff. Don Francesco on the outside with Pylon in behind. Lots of bumping, lots of beating and banging. Okay. That's some carnage right there. Miller, Barnes. Sprinkle trying to get around. Nowhere to go. The line. What a tight finish there for the top 3. Smith grabs 4, so looking like it's Barnes winning, Sprinkle 2nd, Miller 3rd, Smith 4th, Richardson 5th. What a crazy finish at the line. But let's go back a little bit here and see what happened. Maybe a little bit further back. This was down the backstretch here. Just to try to understand what happened. Things got a little crazy. It looks like a little bit further up. The Sprinkle here comes up. It looked like Sprinkle wanted to go middle. Miller came back down. Just carnage happened after that. But cars spinning everywhere. Richardson making it through there. Everyone's hurt, limping around, manning. But the battle is actually at the line here. Excellent job by these three drivers. 3 of Barnes, 77 a Sprinkle, 15 a Miller. Sprinkle tries to get a late run, but the narrowest of margins only separating them. And, Barnes suffered some damage there. Let's go ahead and take a quick little break. And we'll see if we got some driver interviews to see the perspectives from our top 3 if they're able to make it through the tech. Oh, Neil says hello. I wasn't polite. Gonna put Sprinkle likely in the points lead with the 2-race drop. All right, we'll take a quick intermission and then bounce back for some driver interviews.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like...
All right. Gonna take a quick chat to the 15 machine of Gary Miller. Gary Miller, Robert Warren's up in the booth. Congrats on your P3 tonight, sir. How you feeling?
Pretty good, sir. How about you?
I mean, I feel pretty dang good. I mean, a mix of cautions tonight. I lost count after about 5. But,
Yeah.
How did you feel the race went for yourself overall?
I mean, it went pretty well. I was fighting up front for most of the race, so that was exhilarating. We went 3 wide for a while there on that first run. That was a lot of fun too. So I think it went really well for what has happened.
Yeah, exactly. I noticed that you were in the mix a lot up in the front all night, and was that your strategy? Be up front, try to stay out of the stuff.
Yeah, because usually, anytime I find myself in the middle of the pack, I find myself in the wreck. So if I'm up front most of the time, I find myself either gliding through them or just missing them entirely.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Take us through the last couple laps there. You're coming into the line, probably one of the tightest battles that I've saw at a super speedway in quite some time. Could you have done anything different to get further up?
Well, I mean, we had me and Tyler, which is my teammate. We kind of tried to plan for us to get 1 and 2, so that we kind of both planned to jump the start together, which worked in our favor a little bit, but didn't work too well. But then after that, we just both said push to the end, and then found ourselves in a wreck at the end there, and somehow we both collided on the bottom side of the apron and saved it and came up the track, and both of us pushed to the end with Adam.
Yeah, it's almost like you guys got together and holding hands, saving each other. I don't know.
we were. It seemed like it.
Well, I mean, congrats on your finish tonight. Very impressive. You were in the mix all night. Lots of camera time. Who do you want to give a shout out to for your P3?
I'd just like to give a shout out to my teammates, Jeremy and Tyler. They were fun to race with and help talk through all the strategies we had.
All right. Well, congrats. Hope to be chatting to you again soon. Nice to see that your strategy worked out for you. You You actually ran quite a good race, and we're in contention quite a bit.
Yes, thank you, sir.
No problem. Have a good night.
You too.
E3 to Gary Miller. We're gonna bring in the Speedway Super Speedway Assassinator, Adam Sprinkle. What's going on? How you doing, buddy?
How'd you like that one?
I mean, heck of a finish at the end. Watching the race all night, you kind of laid back a lot, and I guess I'll let you speak to it. But I didn't see you really in the top 5 until like 10 laps to go. What the heck was going? What was your strategy?
I was right. I was everything I could to stay with my teammates tonight. I was trying to stay with Johnny and Timmy and Dalton. We were trying to stay together to be there at the end, and we made it so close, and it just we got separated by one of those cautions. And these cars are so hard to push with it. You've got to pay so much attention to the temperature on them. It's hard to develop a lot of really big runs, and to if you get a good run on the outside and it's not enough of you, it dies because you get hot and you can't push. And so we really just laid back. I mean, I stayed right behind Timmy for a long time and give him room to where if he was getting hot, he could get off Johnny's bumper. And I mean, we thought we had it figured out. We felt like we played the right pit strategies tonight and everything. And then it just kind of didn't go our way at the end. I tried everything I could to get around old Tyler there at the end and Gary, and I don't think we could have beaten banged doors much more without.
No.
It was I don't know who was going to win the race if we wrecked. I think everyone got some damage on the last lap, but that was extremely fun, and I wished it wouldn't have been such a big wreck there at the end. It would have had a few more guys up there battling for it, but definitely an awesome ending there.
Yeah, I mean, going down the backstretch, it seems that Moses parted the seas, and then you kind of went 3 wide, which is something I would have absolutely done because it's all about track position at this point. That outside groove is going to the middle groove is going to slingshot in 3 and 4, and really you're just going to wholesale a win. But
yeah, coming off 2, I was in my mind. I'm doing everything I can to get Tyler just loose enough to where I can make something happen, and it looked like Jimmy kind of got into somebody, and it opened up, and then me and Jimmy touched, and then Tyler and Gary touched. Man, everybody everywhere. I actually ended up on the brakes at one point because I didn't want to run Tyler over, and it may not have been. I'm sure there's going to be some upset guys after that one.
Super Speedway racing. What are you gonna do?
But you have to make a move, and at that point, you coming off 2, you kind of got to get yourself set up for that 3 and 4. But the main goal is to get off turn 4 because then you can really go for it. But it worked in our favor tonight, and I hate it for Johnny and Timmy. Those guys they're going to get a win this season at some point. I know it. They're just putting in a lot of work and really getting the qualifying figured out, and just gotta get it all the pieces lined up.
Yeah, 100%. So you were just a narrowest of narrow margins away from your 3rd win on the season. You have 2 so far. It's likely, without me looking at the points, with 2 wins, the 2nd place, you're likely at the top of the standings now for sure. With 2 drops. Who do you want to give a shout out to for being the assassinator of Super Speedway so far this season?
Man, I want to give just a big shout out to Roughneck Racing. They put up a lot of practices and a lot of stuff, a lot of practice races for us to get in here and figure these things out and kind of make that stuff at the end work. Me and Tyler and Gary were actually in a practice race yesterday, and Johnny and we all was beating and banging just like that coming to the end, having fun. But a huge shout out to James Wagner's Welding, everything he does to support the league and everything he does for us over here, man. And just, shout out to my wife for putting up with me doing this stuff during the week. And my dad and little brother, they're watching the stream. So big shout out to all of them and just appreciate you for putting on the broadcast, man.
Heck yeah, man. Well, congrats on your P2 tonight. Awesome battle right at the end. I mean, it couldn't have got any more exciting for anyone watching. So make sure you go back and watch it yourself. You definitely got
I'm definitely going to watch this one.
All right, sir. Well, we'll be back next Monday. I don't even know where we're going next Monday. Let's take a look. On the 8th, Gen 6 at Daytona. So, I mean, Gen 6 will be pretty quick. And you can
Yeah, that'll be a fun one.
you can beat and bang in those things too, not like an Xfinity car.
Yeah, well, we maybe not so much till the very end, and we can beat and bang a little bit more.
Well, Adam, hope to be talking to you again soon. Great performance tonight, and yeah, awesome P2, man.
All right, man. Thank you.
Take care. Time to bring in the man of the night, Tyler Barnes, getting it done. All the fun, all the wizardry there right at the end, Tyler. What do you got to say to all the people that were watching?
Man, that was one heck of a race, man. That was some fun.
Yeah, I bet it was. I mean, fun for me to watch. You had a mix of strategy. You kind of battled up front a little bit, fell back, and then came back up front right at the end. So, was that the strategy you had planned, or was it the strategy that fell in your lap?
Well, I come in here telling the team that I was just going to kind of hang back until about lap 38 is when I was planning on pushing, and kind of find myself up there early, but just kind of fell back to the back. Wasn't trying to get involved in anything. Got caught up in, I think, 2 different cautions. I didn't get caught up in them, but I got some damage from them. And I didn't want to use that fast repair, so I ended up just sitting the time in there and trying not to go lap down and just pushing there at the end. That was one heck of a race.
Yeah, I mean, you guys couldn't have done much more non-consensual, consensual touching and coming to the line here. It was pretty awesome to watch. So I don't know, pretty exhilarating for you to drive as well.
Yeah, that last lap was a crazy one, but congratulations on them too for getting their top 3. And yeah, I was hoping to be up here in the front at the end, but I didn't know after those cautions, and then I just found myself up there somehow. I don't know. I don't understand how I did it, but I did it.
You did actually do it. And you kind of just picked the strategy at the right time. I didn't know if you guys were gonna all get caught up at front there when you're racing down the backstretch, but you're able to dance your way to victory tonight. Tyler, who do you want to give a shout out to? Gary was already giving you some love, and you were trying to hold off Adam the best you could. So, who do you want to give a shout out to?
Trying to get the teammate up there with me, but it didn't work. But shout out to Gary at the end for sure. Man, I couldn't done it without him. My Lord and Savior, and my fiance for giving me the time to do this. And y'all guys in the booth, man, y'all just kill it every week. And the guys that make this happen every week. So I just appreciate y'all.
Thanks very much, man. And, I'm sure the kudos to the admins of Roughneck Racing and Wagoner's Welding go a long way. It's a very supportive community. And actually, between the Monday and Wednesday nights, a lot of great racing. We're headed to, was it Gen 6 Daytona next Monday? I don't know where we're going on Wednesday. But are you going to be making it on a Wednesday show as well?
Oh yeah, I'll be there for sure.
Better get your practice laps in because it's going to be a different kind of sweaty, right?
Yeah,
this is some sweaty super
it always
speedway
is in them truck.
Yeah. So definitely great job tonight. Just very amazing to see that type racing at the end, and congrats to you on that. It's really a photo finish at the end there between the 3 of you. So
it was one put on a show, that's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Hope to be chatting to you again either on Monday or Wednesday night. And, just once again, great performance.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I hope to be up here again.
Take care.
Yes, sir. God bless.
That was our winner, Tyler Barnes, tonight, sharing his secret sauce, telling you that his late race strategy to get up front paid off. You saw a beautiful dance between Sprinkle, Miller, and Barnes, but there could only be one victor at the line. Unfortunately, this race was cursed with a few too many cautions, a little bumping and banging, but whether you're managing temps like Sprinkle said, and you're trying to get that push to get somebody else, this Xfinity car is actually hard to draft with, and you need really the highest level of skill to make it possible. We could only crown one skillful driver tonight. It's that mean white 3 machine in the Jesus Saves paint. Giving a shout out to his fiance and his family that are watching. Shout out to the admins getting it done. But Tyler Barnes gets it done, puts on a heck of a show, holding off Sprinkle and his teammate Miller for a photo finish. That's going to be our coverage for tonight. We'll be back Wednesday night for the Wagoner's Welding Truck Series, where it's just different action, same or similar drivers, higher stakes. Of course, to me, very different racing than super speedway racing. And then we'll be back again next Monday for Gen 6 at Daytona here on Speed Zone TV. Once again, shout out to Wagner's Welding, making it possible for everyone to view this. And we'll be back. And make sure you put a like and subscribe. Watch it in 4K. It's a gearbox in the bottom right. And happy Monday, y'all.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road. Roughneck Racing.